Hey everyone, let's see if we're live. Okay, so we are live. Welcome everyone to Pine Grove News Live. It is 6:02 p.m. here in the East Coast, and it's Monday. Um, got through this workday. Got through it anyway. So I don't know. I got some news. Yeah, that's what we're here for. Um, got some notes. I hope everyone's doing okay. Things are still rough out there. Things are COVID's still there. A lot of threats of, especially here in Connecticut, to shut it back down, reverse the opening or the reopening. I heard the bars were being closed again, and um, because of the riots or whatever their excuse that they're using. I mean, once you open something and suppress um, people's immune system, and then you open it up when there's still COVID out there. There's still the virus. There's all kinds of viruses. Um, yeah, you reduce people's, but that's not it. I mean, we just being sensible, being reasonable, just knowing a little bit about this stuff. You can, you know that there's going to be an upsurge once you open up the rest of the population. Um, if they did it right, if it really was happening, you could have opened it up in stages, but differently. You know what I mean? I mean, certain industries, certain amount of people being, anyways. But it really doesn't matter because we all know that it is it's a trial run for what's coming in according to prophetic visions and dreams in November. Uh, if you've been following this, everyone's been talking about this second wave. Okay, um, China's supposedly going through it right now in Beijing. We've talked about that. Um, they've been talking about a second wave ever since the first wave came out, and we all know from video evidence that Barr stated that it was all just it's a trial, a simulation sort of. It's a trial run for what's coming later during the fall season. And I'm going to talk about. We've been mentioning about dreams and visions, and people should be very leery, seek the truth and everything with all these dreams and visions. Don't assume that because somebody's telling you they had a vision and certain things are going to happen, that they're going to happen. I've never come across anyone so far that has prophetically proclaimed a vision or dream and it has come true. Not any of them. Just hasn't. Um, but, I mean, we do know that the Bible says that, young men will have visions and old men will have dreams. And yes, we should expect that. But seek the truth in everything. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, and I've mentioned this before about other visions and dreams that have been put out there. But let's go to this one that's you know, going viral. Okay, this apparent pastor. I don't know. I haven't read the part where he pastors, but I don't care. Three prophetic dreams. Okay, now I've listened to like it says there, 11 minutes, 3 seconds of it. I've only heard about two so far. But let's go back. The first 5 minutes. First 5 minutes up until 5:02, he talks about a dream or a vision he had in December. December of last year. And he mentions that everything that has happened so far, and use your discernment, everything that has happened so far, the riots, the COVID, all this stuff, is what he dreamed in December. And what did I tell you about people who come out with these visions and dreams about things that have already happened? Oh, yeah, I remember having a vision about that. Yep, I certainly did. I remember. Come on, man. Are you serious? You have to be pretty blind to not see that he's setting you up for what's coming next. And what's coming next is his second dream. And his second dream, basically, I'll put that into, a kind of a synopsis for you too. His second dream is more of the first dream. He talks about a calendar he kept seeing and kept flipping, and when a important month came up, finger would hit it 3 times. So he eventually got till November of 2020. And we all know that there's a second wave coming. If you don't know that by now, you're not paying attention. This first one was just a trial run, as Mr. Barr had stated, and the president behind him had said, "Yeah, you should have told us sooner." Something to that effect, what the president said. But Barr did say that it was a drill, or in any case, it's all to see what they can get away with now. And they've got away with a lot. And there are people who've been locked up, and believe the government when they tell them they got to quarantine. And now you remember, I got notified today from somebody telling me that this Tracer program, they have an app, and apparently they went and updated every phone and installed this tracing program on everyone's phone. Okay, who knows? I shut my updates off. I don't allow any updates to go into my phone unless I allow it. Doesn't mean they won't do it anyway. But in any case, he was, I'm just saying, people are they're paranoid, they're fearful, and there's really no need to be any of that. Go back to, I mentioned this a lot, Psalms 91. First of all, if you know Jesus, you will not be in fear of any of this. If you know what Jesus stands for, what he came and did for us, made himself flesh, and the things that he did, he died for us. And his promises that he's coming back. And we have the rapture for most people, most Christians or Jesus believing people. I'm not going to say Christians, because people, that label has just been sorely worn out. A lot of people professing to be Christians, and they're far from it. In any case, what are we talking about? So anyways, his vision. His second dream is about more of the first, about things we're talking about. He does mention, I think, in the third dream about coins and money becoming obsolete. Fox came out with news tonight saying that cash is going out of style. And we all know that, things are going to be, the prices of everything are going up. He talks about his visions. He had visions of hyperinflation. We've been talking about that for months. Everything is going to be hyperinflated and is going up in price. They actually cut out, take things in the portions that we buy are actually reduced, and the price is increased. And that's been going on for a long time. We know that the country, and many countries, or all the countries, are all broke. The elite, the principalities, the powers that be, they have all the money. They can eliminate your lives anytime they want, and they will do so. Satan is in charge of this world right now, and he'll get away with a lot of stuff. for now. Jesus will cut things short, but he won't cut it short until humanity itself is in jeopardy of ever continuing on. And you know that the elite with the Georgia Guidestones, 500 million, right? Remember the Georgia Guidestones? If you don't know it, go Google it. It'll bring you right to it. These elite, they have their 10 commandments as well. These demonic people. And the very first one is to reduce the population or keep it at a manageable number, 500 million. And with that figure, you know that they need to get rid of 6.5 billion people. How are they going to do that? Well, they had a test run, a pandemic. Yeah, wave 2 is coming. We've talked about it. It's called Dark Winter. I mean, and for someone to come out and say that he had a vision, okay, of these particular things, it's just, I don't know what his intentions are. I don't care. I don't know who he pastors. I don't care. If he's out there, that's the whole thing. I don't see any, well, I didn't listen to the last few minutes of it anyway, but just had enough of it. I've already heard all these things. Let's just play this for a minute.
Sure, I can remember. But here's what I saw. I saw a calendar. Start with a calendar. And as I was having this, the calendar was up, a white figure appeared. And to me, it was representing God, the Holy Spirit, something pure, something righteous, something true, something holy, because there was nothing sinister about it, nothing evil. But I heard
the white figure. Does anybody remember who the white figure was in Daniel 11, I believe? In Daniel 11, there was a man who was dressed in white linen. Right? I just read it the other day.
Heard the voice say, part two. And I saw June go up. I saw July, I saw August, and then I saw September. And I saw the finger underneath the word September, and like emphasizing it, and tapped it 3 times. And then I saw October come up, and then I saw November. And this is when it got real to me in the dream. I think the intensity, according to my Fitbit, when I woke up, my heart rate was about 180.
Okay, first of all, in his dream, September was emphasized and tapped 3 times. He never mentions, at least what I've heard, what was September about. But he goes on to November.
So that was Monday night. It was also a night that I woke up not feeling very well at all. I was up during the night, not feeling well. But anyway, the minute the finger underlined November 3 times, instead of tapping it, I saw a fist ball up and it hit the calendar. And literally, the calendar exploded into the wall. The numbers seemed like they were 3D and they were just flying everywhere. I saw armed protesters. I saw fighting in the streets.
Have we not seen armed protesters already? Have we not seen fighting in the street? We're still seeing it. Right?
People pummeling one another. I saw businesses shuttered and shut up. I saw
He's talking about this coming November, okay? The second wave that we've talked about, dark winter. And yes, there are already many, many businesses boarded up. So why wouldn't that happen? The same thing happened in November, but it'll be worse. So I don't know why he's telling anything.
Schools closed. I saw schoolrooms with cobwebs hanging in them, and
they haven't been to school. What, in 3 months? Obviously, a lot of them have. There's a lot of talk about school not reopen, and if this dark winter comes, any case, maybe September when they go back to school. Maybe he doesn't realize that when the September came up, maybe it was the fact that the children did not go back to school. Now, when we're seeing spikes in the virus right now, supposedly, and we should expect that. It's nothing unusual, but they're making a big deal about it. A lot of people have already talked about not these kids not going back to school, that they're going to be homeschooled, that there's going to be some kind of an internet schooling for these children. In any case, yeah, cobwebs in schools, of course.
Things like papers falling off the wall and posters falling like no one had been in them for months.
Yep,
I saw
4 months now.
bank buildings
It's
with the
already
roofs
happened.
being taken off. And it looked almost like alien abduction because money was just flying through the roof into some type of like a vacuum cleaner. I know it sounds kind of strange, but I was watching wealth just being taken. I saw politicians in back rooms making deals with people, patting people on the back and laughing and smiling and smirking. And I saw monuments.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't take it. I'll leave the link for you. It's already out there somewhere. You probably have already seen it, but I can't take any more. Yeah, monuments. I mean, that's what's happening right now. These people are being allowed to tear down our national monuments. They are trying to erase history, at least Americans' history. They've been trying to do that with Common Core and apparently are succeeding because now you got these people who are actually, you know, these people coming out of this Common Core now, these young teenagers. And, the banks, I mean, yeah, I mean, you could read the headlines on your mainstream media. Yeah, they've been talking about going cashless for a long time. We've been talking about the beast system. We've been talking about all of this is going to be happening very, very soon. So this is nothing, this is not prophetic. It's already out there. I don't understand how easily people can get caught up in these things. Obviously, they don't know about the other things. They must be, their eyes must be still closed and they're only going to believe a lie. The Lord said He would do that. So I guess that I am going to have to chill a little bit and realize that, yeah, and shake my head or not, there's still going to be people out there that are lost and are just, they are deceived into believing a lie. It's all, maybe even said it one time, smoke and mirrors, it's total deception. It's total chaos. That's what's going on. I do know, I mean, reading Daniel and reading Revelation of late, I kept away from those books for a while because they are seemed intimidating anyway. I thank the Holy Spirit for slowly opening them up to me, especially Daniel 11, where he talks about the man in white linen, who's, his presence was like, the sun. He was glowing like the sun, and just goes on to explain a very angelic type being. I do not believe it was the Lord. I believe it was someone else. But anyway, I'm still figuring that stuff out. Yeah, and he talks about the election coming up. We all know all about some of the things that's going to coming up in the elections as well. One of them being paper ballots. I mean, Trump doesn't want it because I don't know, is it paper ballots or one of those things that's easily manipulated, uh, get wrong votes or something like that, or duplicated. Let's see, hyperinflation tracer program. Yeah, so that's basically what I got out of this first. I think it was 11 minutes. Um, and I don't know what the third dream was. I might have to force myself to go listen to it, but I've had enough of this right now. Let's just go out there and show you what else is out there that's going on very quickly. And of course, Bill Gates is still in there. Yeah, he warns that this virus will be back in big numbers in October, November when it turns cooler. I mean, is that a prophetic? Is that prophetic as well? Is that prophecy? Or is that something that's been planned and already worked out? Anyways, yeah, I want to get into talking eventually about the demasculation of white men in general, but now it's just white men, the privileged. Um, Democrats passed a resolution calling for John Wayne Airport to be renamed, and there's other things. They're trying to change the process of whitening, the wording of whitening your teeth. They want to get that whitening out of there. Maybe because it's racist. I don't know. It's just ridiculous. It is. It's just surreal. It's another. It's like a bunch of Hollywood movies gone wrong, all playing at the same time. Uh, any case, you must have heard today also that stragglers resist Seattle's effort to reclaim and clean up abandoned chop zone. I didn't hear it was abandoned. I did hear that they brought bucket loaders there and were not able to reclaim the chop zone. Yeah. There's no reason why you can't go in there and clean that up. I know how you could do it. Trump knows how you could do it. So, anyways, let's get out some other news. Oh, yeah, and this is who is in charge now. Okay, Black Lives Matter. The supporters are officially domestic terrorists. That's you, me, whoever's not Black Lives Matter are domestic terrorists. So this group storms the Target store in D.C., declaring, "We will shut your business down." That's what they've been trying to do. That's what they're telling us. I mean, come on, they're a terrorist group. Let's take care of them. Are you serious? No, all this is being let happen on purpose because this country is coming down. It is. Prophetically, there's no more hope for this country as long as they turn their backs on God. That's prophetic. That's in the Bible. You know, and that happened quite a while ago, but it's now culminating and building. Anyways, I know a lot of you, and I'm hoping myself and my family go too, that the rapture is coming soon. That there's a few things that I'm not quite ready to talk about because I've got other stuff in my head right now, but the time is so very, very close. And I know at least the majority of true believers are going home soon. And I may be going too. The Lord may just not want me to stay and just take me anyway. But if my family stays, I want to stay. That's what I've told them. There, go to Psalms 91. Psalms 91, my refuge and my fortress. I mean, it tells you right in there that people, true believers, are still going to be here. You know, 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thy eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. We're seeing a lot of that now. The numbers aren't big enough, but we're seeing it. Anyways, just go to Psalms 91. I refer to it a lot. Not enough, but that's what I hold to. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God. In Him will I trust. That's all you have to do, trust in Him. I know there's some out there that can't do that right now, but just you need to go into prayer and you need to go and ask for more faith. Having more faith gives you more hope, and more hope gives you the rest of it, the trust. Go ask for something specific, something you know that He can answer as long as it's, in line with what His will is. And you'll know what that is. I knew the very first time that my faith was increased, that Jesus decided to give me more of that faith. When I asked specifically about a particular thing that I had no more control over, and that's when I realized that I don't have control over anything. He has the control. It's his will that will be done, not mine. And I just gave everything up to him, all my doubts, my struggles, my hopes, dreams, my pains, all those things I just gave over to him, still knowing that we will go through tribulation. I don't care what anybody says that, we will not go through it. The Bible says it. Jesus says that we will go through tribulation, and we are. Now it's the great tribulation. That's something we may not be here for. Some may, most will be raptured out, and that may be happening before November. Who knows? Maybe we'll have to stay here to see at least some of that. I'm sure he wants to test, final testing for people to see what their faith really is all about, where their hope really is. You will find out. I'm sure you're finding out now. And there's a lot of people out there, even my, close brothers and sisters, that are just waning in fear and worry. And truly knowing Jesus Christ and having that relationship with him, I don't have any of it anyway. Every once in a while, maybe for however many seconds until I, give it to him. But anyway, that's just me. I know there's some that are still young in their walks, and they need to pray more. They need to go to their brothers and sisters so we can talk with them and lift them up. We need to lift each other up. I don't care if you've been around for 40 years and you've memorized the Bible 20 times over. There are still times when you're going to need lifting up. Anyways, so yeah, Black Lives Matter. But found this interesting. Mysterious radiation spike detected over Scandinavia. We'll finish with these things. They think that it might be a Russia power plant that may be damaged. Like they're going to tell us, right? We'll have to go and find out. Any case, a lot of strange things are happening. Not really strange if you study the times. We're in, tumultuous times like no other time, at least no other time in my lifetime, and what I can remember from history. I mean, you've had World War II, and a lot of people, the Jewish extermination, the final solution, which is what they're calling what we're getting ready to go through. Also, the final solution. That's the New World Order's final solution. You've heard that before, haven't you? In any case, Psalms 91. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God. In Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Behold, thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thine. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee. Yes, that's in the book, right here. To keep them in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, and the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet. Because he has set his love upon me, therefore I will deliver him. I will set him on high, because he has known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. And with long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. Amen. Go and read that a couple times. I mean, go to Psalms. If you're in trouble, um, if you're hurting, Psalms, especially Proverbs, a lot of wise things and wisdom there. But before I knew anything, I went to Psalms. Before I was called, and he knew me, and I knew he would. Well, I know now where he was in my life back then, and I did open up the book, like I said, Psalms, and prayed to him. I believed in him, just not the way I do now. God bless everyone. um, we're going home soon. Yes, we are. So, Maranatha. And God bless. Peace out, everyone.